Alright, we're taking this transmission apart, the T87D. So far, these two bolts here with the lock washers came out of this bracket, here and here. Okay, and then we got 3 bolts with these kind of lock washers that go in the back here. And then there's a longer one that's on a different plane that I also took out. And then we need to disassemble this assembly. And this comes apart like this. So this is what it used to look like. For reference, I will need to take this apart, I guess.
I want to see them.
I just want to make sure you can see what I'm doing. Alright.
Riveting.
And this whole thing, so here's the longer bolt that now can come off. And this whole thing will slide off once I loosen up this other one that I forgot about. So actually there's 4 regular sized bolts and one that's longer holding this back on. underneath this underneath this metal pan washer is all of this mechanism stuff. Hopefully I have better pictures of how that went together. Alright, here's where we are currently on the transmission. I'm going to take these 4 bolts off, this plug out, and this plug out right now. Okay, I just took out the fill plug and the empty plug, these nuts with lock washers. Next I'm going to take off this bolt and this plate and see if we can get that shaft out of there. Alright, so we got the counter shaft here. We removed this plate that needs to line up perfectly with these slots. So it fits in between these slots. So that'll be important when putting it back together. That they're aligned properly with the reverse idler shaft. There's one bolt there. Anyways, just drove out the shaft here from this direction, from the front, as the instructions service manual says. And now the shaft is willing to spin, and so I think when I pull it out, this should all just, whole counter shaft assembly should just come up out of there. Alright. Two levers. This one attaches here. Why are you not focusing? There's an arm that goes down here. I'm not sure what it's for. This one right here. And there's this one. Attaches to this. And there's this one. Alright, we're here on reassembly. So, probably would have been nice to, well, show a view of this before I put it in. But, I guess very quickly we got the cluster gear and the reverse idler gear here. So this is actually pretty easy to put together. So you got the case, you got a single rod for the reverse idler and the reverse idler gear. So that's pretty simple. There is a bronze bushing in the reverse idler. I didn't take mine out, so I didn't have to put it back in. Now I have the old ones, so let's see here. Alright, so these are the old washers that were in the rear of this case. So this one went like that, and then it can rotate until that arm hits something and then it stops. And then this one went like this, so it has these prongs here that stick out. That goes into the cluster gear. There's like little grooves on the cluster gear for those to fit in. So it goes like this. And you can kind of see here where the end of that gear matched up to this on it. And then at the front of the case, you have this washer. So there's a little notch on one side, and that notch, this one has to be aligned really well. I had some trouble with this, but the notch needs to go just like this, and then like it goes, you know, if I were to just slide right down into the case, it needs to go like that. This notch stops this from rotating, and it sits in a groove on the case. So you gotta slide that into that groove, which is a little bit difficult with this big gear here. So there's two washers here, one washer up here, and then it's just the reverse idler gear plus two roller bearings, one over here, and a spacer in the center. I didn't take the spacer out, so but I can show the old roller bearings. So I didn't take the spacer out. So this is one of the old roller bearings. I think these are actually probably still in good shape, but anyways, one goes here, the other one goes here. You just slide it into the cluster gear. I mean, it's amazing how simple this is. Two of those, and then the spacer, which again I didn't take out, so I didn't have to put it back in. Alright, so then a couple other things. Put these plugs back in, and then here's my front thing. I just put a brand new seal in there, front seal. Let's go over here. I already kind of put this all back together, but so this is towards the back of the transmission here. So this slides back here. This goes here, which there's a catch. There's like a place for this bearing to be on this shaft, and it's in there, and it almost seems to lock in there. I can't move it anymore, but I can rotate it. And there, I got a new washer here. I don't know if it's technically a washer, but there's like a thing there. You got this gear in this position, second gear here, and then the synchro system. It's not too complicated. And then this is going to go here. These are going to slide into place, rotating like that. It's all very simple, and this rotates here. So they did a pretty good job of cleaning this up. And here's this part. So what I'm going to have to do is put this in the case next. And then this is the front main bearing. And that will go on like that. Just like that. And then, I don't know, and then I got to put some of the back stuff on, so the rear seal. I'm not sure what this one's for, but these are for the big bearings, and this is for the part right here. Right there. So yeah, it's coming along so far.